What's going on, everybody? We're back for another Rate Your Physique. If you haven't signed up to the realbodybuildingpodcast.com website, you can sign up there and you can sign up to have your physique rated or your form rated, or you can just jump in on predictions, fantasy league, whatever we got going on. So without wasting any more time, we're going to get into the ratings.
You introduce your panel?
No.
Okay.
Everybody knows who you are already, Paul. You're a fucking celebrity.
Well, I meant Iain too, your panel.
All right. Well, I'm with my panel.
From Windsor, Ontario, Canada, via Sicily, Italy, we have Paul, the fake Italian, Lauzon.
Lauzon, Iain.
Lauzon. Fuck.
Lauzon.
It's Italian. It's not French.
All right. For those who don't know, because there may be new watchers, Paul Lauzon on the bottom part of the screen there is 60 years old. He's been judging for 35 years. Has more experience than both myself and my other partner here, Iain. Iain is accredited by being Chris Bumstead's brother-in-law.
Also the best Canadian bodybuilder in the history of the 200 years plus of this country. Since our founding of my colonizing ancestors.
All right, fuck you guys. Let's get to work. All right, we're gonna start. I already knocked out all the rate your forms, but I got one here, and it's under. He wants everybody else to rate him, not just me. So we're going to take a look at this together.
First deadlifts in 2 years, broke ankle and shin in 2024.
Tristan,
oh man,
Ionides, 5'10", 235, 10 years lifting.
Ionides.
First deadlift in
Greek.
2 years, broke ankle and shin in 2024, ruptured ligaments and tendons 2024. Okay, so he's getting back at it. Let's see.
He's got fucking 6 plates on there, though. What the fuck? Yo, look at the lights going on in this place. What the fuck is going on here?
Really?
I don't know if I'd come back that big, like first time deadlifting, but seems
First,
like
yeah.
form.
I think his form looks good.
It's not bad. The first rep was definitely better. The second rep, you can see his hips rise up just a little bit first. Yeah. So then the back rounds a little bit to kind of catch up to it.
I noticed that too. This one's really nice.
The first reps,
yeah,
not perfect, but definitely better, especially considering the weight, and he moved it pretty well. I do like his positioning. I don't like when people squat deadlift. I know some people do it. I don't like when people, even here, he's getting a little low in his hips at the beginning, which I don't love. I would like to see his hips just a little higher at the beginning. But overall, that's pretty good. I think the form changes more due just to the weight of it than it is that I think if he went to 5 plates here, he could probably maintain that hip rise relative to the back rounding to kind of catch it. So it's just showing that there's a little upper back weakness there. So the hips are getting up and then the back's kind of lagging a little bit behind it. But overall, considering the weight, and he moved it pretty solid for those reps, this is a good deadlift for sure. I mean, this guy's strong as hell, no doubt.
All right, well, I'm just going to let you judge this because I'm not a deadlift expert. So, Iain, rep tempo, what do you think?
The rep tempo is solid. I mean, I'll give him for that much weight, he moved it with authority for sure. It's a deadlift, so I'm not going to say tempo. Like, I don't think you need to be controlling eccentrics on a deadlift.
Yeah.
So rep tempo, I'll give him an 8 there. It's fine. Yeah, it's good weight. It's good.
Rep execution.
I'll give him a. It's a good deadlift. It's not a great deadlift. I don't think it's ugly. I don't think it's perfect. I'll give him a 7.
Can I ask before, just so people know watching, just so we can give a little bit of a reason? What would he have to do to get 8, 9, 10? Is it because his hips were too low? Is it because he rounded his back? Like,
look, everyone can deadlift a bit different because, I mean, you watch Eddie Hall deadlift fucking 1,000 pounds. He squats it. You watch a lot of really good deadlifters deadlift. They're a lot more flat across their back with their hips a little higher in the starting position, and they'll kind of break the hips as they come up.
Yeah.
So I don't like the squat deadlift, but I know some guys are more powerful in that motion. So the reason I just gave him the bit lower score there is because the hip break as it caused a bit of rounding in the back, and more like mid-lower rounding. No, upper back rounding I think is okay in a deadlift to an extent, but I think you can tell that because his back especially couldn't quite handle that weight, where obviously his hips and glutes and stuff could. You got a bit of rise there, and then the back kind of rounded to pick it up.
Yeah.
So I think if he strengthen that back a little more, or just really focus on locking those scapula in, keeping everything really rigid, core engagement really tight. I think he could probably manage that a bit better. But I mean, for 6 plates though, I'm not going to hate on it. So I mean, 7's still a great score. I mean, that's still good.
And
Range of motion. I mean, it's a deadlift. I mean, it's perfect. Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Let's give him a 10. Paul, do you want to score this at all, or are you?
I'm not a deadlift
I'm just going to go in
expert.
line with Ian because I think everything he's saying is pretty accurate. The only thing I would say, the only caveat I would say is kind of what Ian already said. I actually do squat a little lower when I deadlift.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to go 8 just because I don't think it's bad. And then range of motion.
And I'll tell you the only reason I don't love that. I think when guys squat deadlift, they're fighting against their leg positioning a lot more. So I think when you have your hips a little higher at the front, the bars a little straighter over your leg, in front of your legs, over your toes more, versus over your foot more. And I think then you get where that guys get that awkward kind of up their leg, over their knee, kind of weird, which I think that bar path isn't as natural. And I think for most guys, unless they're really, really, really fucking big, I think it makes it harder for them. So I think generally to have your hips just up a touch higher so that first bit of rise in the bar can be straight up to clear the knee, and then the hip comes through so that the bar path stays, you know what I mean? So I think if he was just to raise his hips up just a hair so that he's clearing his knees and clearing everything, not kind of, I don't think you need to be fucking dragging across your shins and knees to have a good deadlift. I've never had a scratch on my shins, and I've deadlifted 8 plates for reps. So there is guys that do that. They can be very good deadlifters. I think if I was coaching this, I would just have the hips up just a hair bit, and I think that would also mitigate a bit of the back rise there.
Okay.
Or hip rise, sorry. Yeah.
So Paul, I'm just going to put you in line with Ian then.
I'm not an expert to comment on a deadlift.
Okay, we'll go there. Cool. Let's save that. All right. Let's go to some rate your physiques. We're going to go to these ones because they want group ratings. This is Joseph Meyer, 5'9", 155. He's men's classic. He's in the off season. He's a first timer. He's a natural pro. His goal is to be a natural pro. He was 152 to 155 here on stage. He's 13-week prep, self-coached, college volleyball player, and student.
Fucking overachiever here, eh, buddy?
Yeah.
Right. Paul, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. He's got some nice clean lines there, some nice definition and detail, but obviously needs more mass, but he's a natural competitor. So, being a young man, it's going to take more time for him to build mass than a non-natural athlete. But it seems to have, his posing obviously needs work too. Like he's concaving his chest there. He needs to bring his chest up and arms more of an L rather than pulling his elbow back like that. Looks like his leg positioning there too is a little bit off. He's got good delts though. He's got really good delts there.
Did you fix this? How these pictures are? This is so much better. Or is it just this guy's pictures?
I think he submitted good photos, and I asked my software developer to make the picture like bigger so that when we're looking at it.
Definitely needs more chest though. It looks like he's a little bit shoulder dominant. Look, his leg from these angles, his legs look like they're pretty well developed, but it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell from the photos.
Yeah, but he's got nice shape, nice lines, nice clean lines, nice detail.
Good abdominal development, nice shaped abs.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say,
from what I can see, more chest, more back. From what I can see.
Yeah.
Joseph, can you resubmit photos, please? And if you do, kind of give us your whole physique because we can't see the legs here. We can't really see the legs in this shot, and this is not a bad picture, but maybe something a little bit more indicative of your physique. The only thing I would say here is, it's just from this angle, it looks like the waist is actually a little bit thicker than it should be. So if that is the case, Joseph, I would work on tightening up that waist by pulling a bunch of vacuums, doing that all year long, and really because this section here all looks pretty thick in comparison to like these guys here, right? So you want to take a look at this. It could be just because you're caving in your chest. I don't know, but that would be the only thing I would add.
I would definitely work on some posing though. I would hire a good posing coach. He looks like he needs some work.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here, this pose is actually not perfect, but you can see the difference in the posing between this guy.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
and his quarter turn there too. In the last picture, he's facing the audience, which he should be straight facing forward.
Solid delts though.
Same as this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got good development. I mean, you can see the lats insert, like the down here, they're not bad. Like shoulders and arms are pretty good. I don't know what the legs look like, but let's go ahead and give it a score here. I'll let you go first since you broke it.
Okay, muscularity. Muscularity. natural athlete, keeping that in mind, I'm still gonna go about a 5 there. I feel like needs
Okay.
more time in the gym.
Symmetry.
Symmetry wasn't bad. Other than the chest and back being a little bit lagging, and we couldn't see his legs. I'll still go with a 6 there.
Okay.
I thought his conditioning was pretty good. I would give him I wish I could do 7.5. I'll go 8 on the conditioning, being a natural athlete.
Okay. I'm going to go muscularity 5. I'm going to go symmetry 4 because of the waist. And I'm going to go conditioning for a natural athlete is pretty good, but not great. I'm going to go 6. Ian?
4, 5, 7.
4, 5, and 7. Okay.
No, just to clarify, symmetry is including structure, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we got Tom Sparksman, 5'9", 187 men's classic. He's in the off season. He's a first timer. I want to enjoy my first competitions and do as well as I can. Just over 12 months out from my first competitive season. I know everything needs to grow. Okay. Well, we'll start with that in mind. Ian, do you want to go ahead?
Overall, he's got a nice flow to his physique here. Everything is in pretty good balance here. I mean, definitely has some good development on the delts. He's got a bit narrower chest wall. So I think obviously more you can pack on the chest is going to help. Quad development is nice. I think he could still use a little bit more on the adductors there to kind of beef that up. Lats are not bad. He's got high lat insertions, so you're going to need a lot of muscle on those to help those. That's a solid shot. Definitely needs a bit more on the hamstring there. I mean, quad too, but I mean, the hamstring is what I see lagging a bit there. I think he could fix his posing here a bit, a little more on the chest. Delts and arms look solid. Yeah, back's a little on the thinner side. I mean, but it does kind of match the physique. It doesn't look like disproportionately small, but I think more on the lats there for sure. Mid back a little more. The depth is better than the width and thickness to it, like through the lat area.
Yeah.
But I think there still needs to a bit more to be desired there. Yeah, hamstrings aren't bad. Could do a little more. That's a good shot. I like that front lat.
Sorry, do you want to finish this or no?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I like this shot. I like how he hits it. I think this suits well for guys with the higher lats like this, and shows off his chest a bit better than it does in like the front double with his arms up. Overall, though, good flow. And I think he's right. I think he just needs to kind of grow everywhere. I don't think there's anything that's like major lagging point. I think his balance is actually pretty solid here, and he's kind of developed everything quite well in unison. But yeah, just get bigger in a few spot areas here. But I mean, overall, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'm in total agreement. Everything looks like
Yeah.
he's actually right about what he said. Everything's like pretty perfectly even.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. If I had to say something, I'd say he's maybe a touch thinner in the back, but it's not like I don't look at that and be like, this back doesn't match this physique. It's like, yeah, it needs a bit more, but kind of everywhere needs a bit more, And I think if he just keeps growing that back at the same rate, everything's going to grow together. I think it's not like, oh, wow, he's got a flat back. He really needs, like, he's fucked if he doesn't improve that. I think it's just everything needs to keep growing. I think the back grows along with everything else. So I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being really nitpicky, I would say the long head of the tricep.
You can see the tricep on the back shots for sure.
Yeah. The long head of the tricep is not, we want that sweep here. And then the other thing I would say is, and I'm not sure if it's because it's the way he's posing, but I would say be careful your ass doesn't get bigger than your legs.
Yeah.
You don't want to be ass dominant, especially like if your hamstring's not dropping as much as you want it. You don't want the ass to be the predominant thing that people are seeing from the back.
Yeah, and this is, I've said this a million times, so I hate to sound like a broken record, but I know not everybody sees every episode or time we say this. Just be really, really mindful of when you're doing your leg training about what you're using. Like when you're doing your squatting motions, leg pressing motions, are you pressing a lot through your hips and through your glutes? When you're doing your RDL, are you feeling in your hamstrings? Or are you really just doing a hip dominant pull? So just be careful of those things, when you're doing your movements, try and maximize your knee flexion on your quad movements and really make sure that those are being isolated to the quad as much as you can. And then for your hamstring movements, I think to still have some glute stimulation is good. You don't want your ass to disappear, but I would make sure that they're not taking over as the primary mover in these leg movements. You know.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of young guys these days I'm seeing are becoming more glute dominant. I wonder if
Yeah.
it's the, like the social media influence of a lot of squatting, deadlifting, things like that.
No, I think it is I think it's the variety of machines that we have now to train legs on. And I think people just like put themselves in the strongest position they can on a lot of these machines. And I think a lot of that is going to be utilizing a bit more hip and glute on them, you know?
Okay.
Ian, you want to go ahead and rate first?
Yeah, muscularity, I'll give him a 6. Symmetry, I'll give him a 9. Conditioning, this is how far out is he? What do you say?
This is off season.
No, 12 months out from
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
off
this
season.
this is a good off season. I mean, he's pretty lean, maybe a touch on the lean side, but I like a leaner off season. I'll give him an 8 there. I like it.
I'm going to go 5 on muscularity only because it's the one thing he needs. Like everything
Yeah.
else, symmetry, I'm going to give him you know what? I'll give him a 9 as well. Everything is really, really balanced and structured. Conditioning, I feel like he's way too lean. Well, listen, this is the thing. If your problem is that
Muscular, yeah.
you need more muscle and you're way too lean, these two things in combination are not a good thing. Like
I
you
can
should,
agree with that to an extent. Yeah.
I would say like eat some more. Like don't. I'm not saying get fat, but eat
No.
some more food, man. You can afford it.
You can handle more food.
Yeah.
So, look, I'll say this. If your weight is progressively increasing and you're getting stronger in your lifts, I don't think you need to increase food at any more than at the rate you are. If you're not progressing in your lifts and your weight is somewhat stagnant, then you are going to push it. I don't think you can grow muscle faster by eating more.
I don't want to get into a debate because we're going to rate your physique, but
Yeah.
I will agree with you. But I do believe in experimentation.
Sure. Yeah, he's a young guy. Go for it.
If you're eating 3,000 calories and your strength is going up and you feel like you're growing, great. But what happens if you eat 3,500? Like just
Sure.
just do it, and then like if you see your strength increase dramatically, if you see your size increase dramatically, and you're not getting like chubby and shitty,
Yeah.
then you know what I mean.
And watch digestive markers.
I think
and
it's
stuff like
important. I think it's important to find that like that line for your body.
I don't disagree. Yeah.
So, Paul, what do you think?
Muscularity. Muscularity, I'm going to go 6. I think
Okay.
he's overall got good muscularity, but needs a couple body parts to come up a bit. Symmetry, I agree with you guys. I think he's got beautiful symmetry and great structure. 9. Conditioning, can I see his height and weight again?
He is 5'9", 187.
Okay, so because it's classic, and I see this happen a lot with classic guys, I feel like I kind of side with Ian on this a little bit, just because, but particularly with classic guys, I think they should stay a little bit closer to their contest weight and not get too heavy because a lot of these guys struggle to make weight. So I think if he wants to stay classic, if that's where he sees his future, then I would keep where he's at right now. I think he's good where he's at right now. So I'm going to go an 8 with conditioning.
Okay. I want to argue with you, but I won't.
That's why we have 3
I'm
judges.
growing.
Yeah.
I'm growing as a person, Paul.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it, Fouad. I'm proud of you.
All right. This is Jake Korich, 5'11", 240, men's classic, off-season amateur. He wants to get a pro card in 29 weeks. He's 23 years old, and his weight cap is 217. All right. I'll start here. Biceps are great. First thing that jumps
Crazy
up,
biceps,
the
yeah.
arms, the sweep,
Quads too.
sweep of the tricep is great. Quads are awesome. Calves are long and nice. Waist is pretty good. Chest looks like it needs some work. And back looks okay, but I'm going to see more when I go to the next photos here. Shoulders and arms are phenomenal. Chest needs a ton of work because the clavicles are narrow. So we really got to bring up the chest, especially because these legs are phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And then that's actually going to be even more important for the waist. Your waist is good, and the X-frame from the bottom is nice because your sweep is so big, but because you have narrow clavicles, I would want to see this waist get even tighter. So I would keep working on that.
Yeah, I agree.
And then moving to the side chest. I think the shoulders are fine. I think this is just the way you're posing. I would say more rear delt, but I think it's just the pose itself. Legs from the side are great. I think the hamstrings could use a little more, but that's being nitpicky. It's mostly chest again is all I'm seeing.
And I'll just reiterate this to everyone on the side chest. Never flex your hamstring on a side chest. I can see he's squeezing his glute there, so
Yeah.
I don't think he's flexing his hamstring, but just words from the wise to the wise, whatever that fucking saying is, don't ever flex your hamstring on a side chest.
Just to add to that, I always had a problem with that, and the reason Ian is saying that, for those of you who don't know, when you flex your hamstring, it actually pulls it inward.
Yeah.
And makes it look flatter. So you want to actually let it relax, so you get more of like a billowing.
Yeah, sandwich it against my legs. Like if this is looking from the front on, my front leg was almost facing this direction. Say this is my back leg, this is my front leg. These are my toes. I was almost like this. So I'm pushing that back leg against that leg. So it almost, if you were to look from the side, my knee's kind of pointing to the back, but from the front facing side, it looks like a big flat surface. Flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
moving through to the back double again. Kind of same story I saw from the front. The back and chest seem to be the areas that need the most work. Shoulders and arms are pretty good. I feel like the tricep looked good in the front, but in the back double, it feels like it needs to sweep a little bit more. Yeah. It's weird. The arms look much bigger from the front.
I think also he's really leaned back, so I think he's kind of hiding, shadowing some of that back there. I think if he was up a little higher, you'd see a bit more. But I do think he's very bicep dominant, front delt dominant there.
Yeah, this is definitely an extremities type of physique.
Yeah, quads,
the chest and back. Look,
the back has some good thickness through the center, but
Jake, the nice thing is this: the insertions in the structure of your back is nice. You don't have high lats. You don't have there's nothing really missing here. It just overall mass is needed to catch up to the hamstrings. The calves are crazy. The quads, I would say a little bit more adductor, but that could be the pose itself. Everything to me looks good. To me, it's a chest and back issue. And once that comes up, you're on your way, man.
Yeah. You guys, go ahead, Paul.
I was just going to say, do you guys think he looks like he's a little bit more suited for bodybuilding rather than classic?
I see pro classic guys with this kind of shape that do well. So I don't disagree. I think some shots, like in his front lat, I mean, his narrow clavicles and his overdevelopment in some areas versus underdevelopment definitely hurts him. Like that pose, you know, because he is a bit narrow. Like Fouad said, his waist is actually kind of small, but because his clavicles are narrow when his arms are down like that, it makes him look a lot more narrow. So, you know, I think this could be a good classic physique if he puts attention in the right areas, but I think he could do either. I mean, right now, I think he is a classic guy.
Yeah. Well, part of the reason why I say that is because, you know, he's only 23 years old and he's already, and his cap is what, 217, I think you said, Fouad?
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's got a good 40 pounds off contest weight, but as he grows, you know, he's 240 now, like he's going to run into that issue of,
it's not even about just making the cap. When we say, is it more of a bodybuilding physique or a classic physique, it's kind of like Ian said. If he puts on, let's say, like you said, Paul, his stage weight's 200 pounds. If he puts on 17 more pounds, is it going to make him look more aesthetic, or is it going to make him look more dense like a bodybuilder?
And that's going to be the tricky part for him.
My opinion, I kind of side with you on this one. I think he's got a little bit more of a boxed off torso.
Yeah.
And I think as he gets thicker, that's not going to be more of an X frame. I think it's going to be just thicker.
Compact.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I think Ian's right. Right now, he can get away with both. But I think another 17 pounds is not going to make him more aesthetic. I mean, it could. I mean, I don't know.
With that structure, it's going to be a challenge.
Take a look one more time.
I think if it's put in the right spot, I think if he works on some posing.
Is this a Grego physique? Like imagine
it's
Grego's wide.
Imagine 17 more pounds in the lat and chest.
Yeah.
You know, like is that a Matt?
Imagine
Grego?
17 pounds of just chest and lat.
Well, you know what I'm saying though? Like it kind of reminds me of Matt Grego a little bit.
Does it? Don't you think Matt's wider though, through the shoulders?
Yes.
Well, yeah, maybe Matt's winning the fucking big shows, but
I just mean structure-wise.
Similar style physique to me.
I agree with you that he is wider for sure. But what I'm saying is he's got a similar physique in that this is kind of a boxed off waist, but it's still a nice small waist.
Yeah.
And I think if he gets bigger in the lats and keeps his waist the same size, it could have a Matt Grego effect.
Yeah. So I kind of picture him as he gets bigger, getting thicker. And I think that's going to be
out.
Well, we'll see. We'll see as he grows.
See you in 5 years, Jake.
Yeah. All right. I'll go first since I started. Muscularity, I think, is good. I'm going to go 7. Symmetry, I think that chest and back needs to come up. Structure is not a perfect X frame right now because of it. So for that reason, I think it can be higher as he grows if he grows in the right places. And off season, I think I can see glute lines and shit. It might be a little too lean for me. I'm going to go 6 in the conditioning as well. Ian, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I think I'm with you on the 7.6. The conditioning, I'll go 7.
Paul?
Muscularity, I'm going to go 7. Symmetry, I'm going to go 5, though. I'm not a, just the narrow shoulders are kind of thrown off the look for me, especially keep in mind that he wants to do classic.
Yep.
Conditioning, though, I think for classic, going back to my last, the last competitor, I think classic guys should keep it a little tighter in the off season. So I like his conditioning. I'm going to give him 7 there.
Okay. Let's see who's next. This is Daniel. He wants to get a natural pro card. He's 6'3", 205, men's classic. He's in the off season. He's a first timer. He's 24 years old. He's a full-time plumber and college student, coached by Dom Kuza. This is his second year in bodybuilding. Ian, it's all you, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he definitely needs more muscle up top. Legs from the quads from the side look pretty decent. But I mean, biceps look decent too, but chest, shoulders, triceps, definitely need more on them. But I mean, he's a tall, natural competitor. Back thickness is not bad through the center, but the lats obviously need a lot more there. Legs still look pretty decent, got some good beef on him. But like I said, the arms, triceps especially need a lot more. Delts definitely need more on them, which you see in a lot of natural competitors, obviously with all those androgen receptors in the delts, But yeah, quads are, legs are decent. Definitely his strongest point. Can hit a good vacuum here, but yeah, he just needs more muscle and works on some posing. You can see in the next shot here. I mean, this is not to sound like a dick, but this is not a front relaxed. I don't know what this is. So, yeah, definitely work on some posing a bit here. But yeah, definitely on that upper shelf, chest, triceps, delts, kind of need a lot more there. Lats is where I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is he said he's in the off season, so he didn't say he's trying to compete right away or anything.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, he's 6'3", 205.
yeah.
So I mean, like, you need to grow a lot. I mean, even as a natural competitor at 6'3", you realistically should be like 240 plus, So
Okay, so more muscularity. Paul, you have anything to add? I don't have anything to add to that.
Nah, he's a tall fellow. It's going to take a while to fill out that frame. I would just
Yeah.
take your time.
yeah,
Ian, go
you're
ahead.
you're new to it. Take time. Muscularity, I'll give him a 4.
Okay.
Symmetry, 5.
Conditioning. That's off season.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm cool with that. I'll give him a 6.
Okay. I'm going to go 7 conditioning. I'm going to go 5 symmetry. I'm going to go 3 muscularity.
Good.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm 3 muscularity, just because I think he's got a lot of room to fill. Symmetry, I think he's got to really bring that upper body up. I'm going to go 3 there as well. And conditioning, I like his conditioning. I'm going to go 7.
Yeah, I was thinking the symmetry is tough because it's like
Yeah, I know.
he looks like he could have good symmetry, but you won't tell until he puts on more mass.
Yeah, you just need more muscle. I just went right in the middle,
I'll leave it in the middle as well. Paul's an
It's only
asshole.
second year, according to his bio there.
All right.
According to his bio, what do you think he might be lying?
Who's this
No.
freak? Paul, you always get guys that don't give good photos. I'm going to give you this freak. This is
Okay.
Joshua Horton, 5'7", 205, men's open. He's in the off season. He wants to be the best version of himself
Nice.
and get a pro card one day. That's so sweet. 26 years old, training for 12 years. Wow. What the fuck? You
26.
start training at 14?
Started at 14, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's why he looks like this. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. He didn't say if he's competed before, did he?
No, it just says amateur, but it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he's ready to get on stage now and probably do well at a regional show.
Yeah.
Great delts, nice abs, nice shape. Back, the insertions are all there. I think it's fairly wide. I think I would work a little bit more on lower lats just to give it more of a dramatic effect. Legs, a little bit on the downside compared to the upper body. Not a huge weakness. Quads look like they sweep pretty well, but hamstrings look like they need some development and maybe glutes there too. I love his delts though. Great delts, nice arms. Chest looks pretty good. I can't see more though for side chest maybe. That's the same guy?
Same guy.
Can you expand that for me?
Let me see. No, I can't. That's
No?
it.
Okay. Quads look good there. Quads look really good. I think he needs to bring his arms down a little bit on that pose though. I think he's elongating a little bit too much to the upper body, through the abs. Chest looks like it's probably the weakest area from what I can tell right now. It looks kind of shallow there in that pose. Yeah, chest definitely needs work, but arms and delts are really strong. Hamstrings look better from the side there than they did from the back. Glutes look like they're pretty well developed, and quads look pretty good from the side, but it looks like his hamstrings still need to pump a little bit more to match the quads. I think he could do well right now, though, in a regional show.
Quarter turn.
I like his quarter turn. Nice shape.
Good shot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Nice shot. Again, a little bit more hamstrings, maybe just a balance, but not bad shot at all, though.
I think I have a different view of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go back to the first shot for a second. I see great shoulders. I see decent arms. I see a small chest and a lack of adductor.
Mm.
Back,
Yes,
I
I
feel,
missed that.
back,
Yes.
back, I actually feel like is fine. I feel like he's rounding his spine,
Yeah, it's the posing
blowing,
issue.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
blowing his spine outwards, which is actually like flattening out a bit. The hamstrings, you can tell the thickness is there, but the adductor is missing. Same as in the front. But the biggest weakness to me is the adductors in the chest because it's leaving like a big gap all through the center of his body.
Yeah, good point, Fouad. I missed that for sure. The adductors.
So I think that would be the main thing I would work on. Ian, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think on the front double there, you can tell he doesn't have the smallest waist ever when he's pulled up like that, or a big rib cage. So I mean, definitely packing more on those lats, and definitely adjusting the posing a bit on here. But yeah, work on keeping that waist tight and bringing up kind of the extremities around the core, so that chest, those lats, kind of to bolster that X frame a little bit. More quads will help that too, especially just size on those legs to accentuate that X frame because that doesn't flow as nice as some of your other shots do. But other than that, I agree with everything you guys said. Adductors, YC, the hamstrings are actually pretty solid. Quarter turn is beautiful. He's got some good muscle in a few places for sure. Overall, pretty solid. Reasonably well balanced, but there's still some areas that need to come up. And I agree, it's chest and adductors. Yeah, crazy delts though.
All right. Paul, you went first. Do you want to go?
Muscularity?
Wait a second. You didn't pop up.
Oh,
Why didn't you pop up?
It does that sometimes.
There you are. Okay, go ahead.
okay. Muscularity. I'm going to go 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah. Symmetry. I like his symmetry. I'm going to give him a 7 there as well.
Okay.
Maybe even an 8.
Okay.
Conditioning. What did he say there? How many weeks out was he from a show?
Off-season?
12 weeks. Oh, okay. So he doesn't have a show in mind at the moment.
No.
Pretty lean then, I would say. Like he looks like he's in a prep mode right now.
Yeah.
I would soften up a little bit to put on some size in some needed areas. So I'm going to give him a 5 on conditioning. I think he's a little too hard right now.
Ian?
I'm going 7s across the board.
I'm going to go a 7 muscularity, I think is good. Symmetry, I think is nice. I'm with Paul on that one. Yeah, I think I'm with Paul on all of them, actually. Okay.
Did he say he was doing classic or bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding. All right. Let's see who's next. Lucas Ross. He's 18 years old, 5'6", 160 pounds. He wants to do men's open. He's a first timer. His goal is to win the juniors in Australia. Now in a 2-year off-season phase for the juniors in Australia. Okay. I think this is me. The pose needs work first and foremost. Just drop your shoulders, Lucas. The shrugging of the shoulders is not helping. So that's the first thing. Second thing I would say is side of the leg looks good. Quad and hamstring looks balanced. Calves look good. Tricep looks okay. And the front side of it, chest looks like it needs work. Yeah, chest looks like it needs work. I would say the quads are good. The adductors really need work. This is a massive gap here that has to be filled in. Did he say he was natural?
Yeah.
No, it
Well,
says
he competed once in
he
a natural
once,
federation.
Oh,
but he's 18 years old. So okay.
Yeah.
So I got to
Yeah.
take into consideration. Look, I will say this. This is a really good start for 18. So take everything I'm saying with just, some advice as to how to move forward. Start filling this in. Start really building out those shoulders because it looks like your X frame is really nice. Arms and chest. Back is pretty good. Posing still needs a little bit of work. Hamstrings are nice. Look, hamstrings and quads and calves are your best body parts. The upper body as a whole needs to grow and the adductors need to fill in to make those legs dominant. But other than that, I don't have any specific complaints. I feel like the entire upper body just needs to catch up to the quads and hamstrings. Ian or Paul, anything to add?
Yeah, no, chest is definitely obviously the biggest weak point you see here. I mean, definitely exposed in the side chest. Coming from being a natural guy, that's usually where we see it is the delts and chest is where I kind of see you guys lagging a little bit, and they might have decent arms and decent leg parts and stuff like that. So yeah, more on that kind of upper shelf, like you said. Arms could always use more, shoulders, chest. The back's not too bad. I'm not like super upset with that. Legs are pretty decent, but definitely needs more adductors. Hamstrings and quads are solid. But yeah, I mean, he just needs to keep growing. He's a young guy.
Paul, anything?
I agree with everything you guys said. I just find it a little bit like interesting. Like his hamstrings are well developed for a young guy. You don't typically see that.
No, you
Like you
don't.
see quads well developed all the time, but rarely do you see well
I
developed
always
hamstrings
find
at
it.
that age.
I always find it interesting too when guys have great hamstrings and great quads, but no adductor, and I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah, is it a lot of isolation movements or what is
I don't
that?
know. I don't know. That's the thing. Is it more machine work or what? I don't know, but it's an easy fix.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go ahead. Muscularity for 18 years old, this is pretty good. I think the upper body needs a little more mass, but I'll go 7 for 18 is pretty impressive. Symmetry and structure is not perfect right now because the upper body has to catch up to the lower body, but has a lot of promise structure wise. Like the symmetry is a little off, but the structure is really nice.
Mm.
So I think I'll go a 7 there as well. And then conditioning for the off season, I think this is pretty bang on. I don't think it's too lean. I'm going to go 7s across the board. Ian or
I'll
Paul?
go six. I'll go sixes across the board.
6, 6, 6. Paul?
I'm gonna go 5, 7, 7.
5. The kid's fucking 18, man. Look at his quads.
I've seen some jacked 18-year-olds. Not trying to be too critical.
Paul's very worldly. You gotta impress him.
I've been around for that. Seen a lot of physiques.
Noah Palladini, 5'9", 176, men's classic is in the off season. He wants to push naturally, eventually get enhanced and pursue a pro card. He has 1 contest under his belt naturally and 2.5 years of serious training. All right. Ian, I think this is you.
He looks solid. I mean, got some good muscle in a couple areas for a natural younger guy.
How old did he say he was?
Oh, did you not say?
He didn't say. But he's only been training for 2.5 years, so I'm assuming he's younger.
I always assume naturals are young,
Yeah. He hasn't been corrupted yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a little more in the rear delt. Front delt development looks pretty solid. Quad development looks decent, a bit more hamstring. Chest isn't too bad, but definitely could use some more, especially because his front delts. Rear delts definitely need a bit. Triceps a little bit. Yeah, definitely need some more on the lats to kind of accentuate the ribs and the waistline, the X frame there. Quads look solid. Chest, yeah, needs some more on the chest there. Back is probably his weakest thing I've seen so far. I mean, the width and the depth there is not quite there.
Yeah.
So definitely got to work on that back. It's very up and down, very thin. So yeah, definitely would put a lot of my attention into growing the back for sure. Yeah, same thing here. It's very up and down. So yeah, that's where I see the strongest, the weakest point. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add. It's very limb dominant. Torso as a whole just needs a lot more.
Yeah.
One thing I will say though, here, like, we talked about the difference between bodybuilding versus classic looks. Even though this guy has some work to do, he does have a classic look.
I think, can I just say something that just kind of stuck out to me? I think the rib cage matters a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Rib
kind of
cage shape, yeah.
it kind of sets up the waist. Like this is great. It sounds so stupid to say it because it's something you're born with. You don't like,
Yeah.
you can't develop it, but this is a great rib cage for classic.
You don't train your rib cage, bro?
Well, they used to. Remember the dumbbell pullovers, heavy dumbbell pullovers.
Stretch out the rib
Serratus
cage.
and like,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there ever anything at all to that, you guys think?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. if
I don't see how that's doing anything there, but
That used to be a thing back like a long time ago.
yeah.
Ian, go ahead first.
Okay, muscularity. He's natural. He's just I mean, I'll give him a 5 for muscularity.
Okay. I'm going to match that.
Symmetry.
Actually, that back is pretty bad. I'm going to go 4. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, there's other points that are okay, so I'll go in the middle there. Symmetry. I mean, the back's an imbalance. I'll go 5 there as well. Maybe I'll go 6 because he has a good structure, so I'll go 6.
Yeah, I'll match that.
Conditioning, he's in an off season, I think, right?
Yeah.
I'm fine with this conditioning. I actually think this is pretty solid conditioning. I'll go with 7 there.
I think he's too lean as usual. Paul, go ahead.
I'm gonna go 5 muscularity. Symmetry, 5. I think that back has a lot of work to do still. Conditioning, though, I think for classic his conditioning is good. I'm gonna go 7. I have a difference with classic and bodybuilding conditioning off season.
It's so stupid.
It makes sense.
I agree with him. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It makes
It does.
perfect sense.
It doesn't make sense. If you have to
Why
put,
not?
listen, let me just really quickly. I said I wasn't going to argue, but I guess I want to. Can't help myself. It's stuck in my head. If you have 10 pounds of muscle to put on, you have 10 pounds of muscle to put on.
I think for
Yeah.
keeping waistlines tight, though, I think staying a little leaner all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm
and
not
going
saying
slower
you
is
should
better.
dirty bulk and be gross. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you got to put muscle on. You got to put muscle on. It doesn't really matter.
Couple A50s and some cheeseburgers, you know? Do a fucking real man's off season.
All right, let's see here. What are we doing? Caden Woodhouse, 5'8", 211 men's open off season. He wants to get a pro card. Depending on how the next 5 months go, we may shoot for the amateur Olympia. All right, we're going to judge you really harshly then.
Okay.
This is him fasted. He wants help with his posing. Right pec and trap always feel tight. Can't pull my right lat out. Well, first thing I would do is get some massage work done.
Yeah.
Paul, I think this is your start.
Okay. From the front here, got pretty good shape.
Don't
Waist is-
forget, he's trying to get a pro card.
Right. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I like his quad development. Overall shape looks pretty good here. I would lower those arms a little. Classic or bodybuilding, did you say?
Bodybuilding, I think. Let me see.
Open.
Okay.
Open pro card.
Yeah, open.
Open pro card. Okay. Yeah, it looks good from the front, but his lats look a little bit slight there from the front. Arms look okay. But I would try maybe turning those pinkies in a little bit just to bring more bicep peak out. Off-season shape though looks pretty good here too. The main thing that's standing out to me here is lat width. I think he needs more lat width from the front.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more chest too, but we'll see as we go. From the side here, legs look pretty thick from the side. Arms look decently thick too. Maybe the way he's kind of angling the pose there, it's kind of hiding his rear delt, so I can't tell his total shoulder development how it is. But his arms look pretty thick. Maybe triceps meet a bit more. Tricep looks like, or chest looks like does need a little bit more mass though. Yeah, if you want a pro card, you're gonna have to bring that back up quite a bit in those arms. I don't know if a pro card's realistic this year. I would that back is weak, to be honest, if you're looking to get a pro card at an amateur to show the caliber of the
I think
arms.
just to add just a second, Paul, I think the mid back is not bad. Like mid trap, upper trap is not bad. I think it's everywhere else. Like the lat itself is kind of missing.
Yeah, there's some thickness to the traps. It looks
strange development on there here for sure. I think it's definitely hurting from his posing, but there needs to be a lot more muscle in there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just the back is really standing out to me there on the arms as weak points. Hamstrings kind of hard to tell. Is a little bit, there's some body fat on the physique right now, so they look like they're a little bit lagging though, the hamstrings, to be honest. He looks better from the front than he does from the back for sure. But that back is a glaring weakness that needs to come up a lot if he wants to seriously consider getting a pro card.
Yeah, I kind of agree with everything Paul said. I think this is, I think when you're from the front, you're like, okay, he might not do too bad. You can see that there's thickness needed through the torso, but you're like, okay, that's a pretty good physique. But then as you turn around, it's not that it's a bad physique, but all of this needs to come up to match the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get a pro card, at 5'8", 211 also. I mean, think of it this way.
Yeah.
At 5'8", a lot of guys getting their pro cards are at the top of their weight class. So if you're a heavyweight, you'd be 220.
Mhm.
On stage.
On stage. Yeah. Caden, you're 211 in these pictures and you're carrying a bit of body fat. So I would say like your lean body mass is like, I don't know, stage weight would be 180 if I had to guess. 185 at best. So you got to think guys that are 5'8", 5'9" are going in at 220 pounds. So that's kind of like the goal you should be aiming for.
Yeah, I think you got to be top of the light heavies, kind of at that 198.8, or you got to be like really packing it on to get.
But even as a light heavy, like 5'8", 198 is going to be hard.
Well, he's 5'8". If he was 5'9", 5'10", I would agree with you. But I think at 5'8", you're like on that cusp of a lot of those light heavy guys are kind of in that 5'7", 5'8" range. I think once you get 5'9", 5'10", then you need to start being definitely heavy.
Okay, well, let's just take your example. Even if you're right, that's still like another 13 to,
Oh, I agree. He
Yeah.
still needs 15, 20 pounds. Yeah.
Okay, let's go through and why is that doing that to me?
Oh, there it is. It was there. It just took a second to load.
Okay, Paul, go ahead. You're first.
Okay, and then I'm keeping in mind this, his goal's a pro card this year. So muscularity, I'm going to go 6. There's a lot to be said for the back still. Symmetry, I'm going to go 6 there as well. More symmetrical from the front than from the back. Conditioning, how many weeks out did he say?
He is in the off season. Doesn't say how many weeks.
Okay, so 5 months. Well,
5
conditioning
months,
wise,
yeah.
then I think he's for 5 months. For 5 months, I think he's fine. So I'm going to go 7 conditioning.
Ian?
Muscularity's tough. He's got some good muscle in some spots, but the back is definitely is a hindrance there. I mean, overall the muscularity's good. I'll follow Paul and go for a 6 there. Like from the front, I would probably give you like a 7.58, but the back I would give you like a 4.5. So I think we kind of level out at a 6 there. Symmetry, I think I'm 6 as well. Yeah, and then conditioning, it's solid. I mean, you're not too soft, but I don't love it. I'll go with 6.
I'm actually right in line with Ian here across the board. Okay. Good job, Caden. Look forward to the updates.
Yeah, massage work.
Okay. Let's see who we got here. Dylan Crum, 6 feet, 206, men's classic. He's in prep. He's 1 week out. We totally missed the date. So I'm interested to see how he did at his show. Maybe send us another update, Dylan. Sorry we missed it. But we're going to critique what we see in front of us. Don't send pictures with a sock on your dick. Okay. Okay.
One class overall.
He said he won class and overall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll take this. First, the pose. You really got to elongate that body a bit and really lift that chest up. You're kind of slouching everything down and making yourself look smaller. But aside from that, shoulders are good. Triceps need work. Biceps look pretty good. Quads look pretty good. Hamstrings probably need a little bit more to match the quad. And chest development, if I'm being picky, could use a little bit, but overall looks pretty good. From the front, biceps look good. Again, the triceps need some. The back definitely looks like it needs a lot of work. Legs need to be thicker overall, but especially through the adductor. That's mostly what I see from that shot. And then in the back, your back thickness is good, but I don't know if we have the width, because from the front we're missing that wraparound here. We need more thickness in the lat from the front to really like accentuate that X frame. But from the back, it looks like you have some good thickness. You probably need more in the upper trap. The lat actually looks pretty good through the middle. Hamstrings look pretty good.
You can see the adductors missing here a bit though.
Yeah, we need more adductor there. And then that back double there, the back definitely needs a little bit more mass. Rear delts, kind of all of this from the back. The triceps too, we can see here a little bit. All of this has to come up. The rear delt, the tricep needs to sweep lower. The lat, you can see the teres comes out and then it kind of drops off. This needs to be filled in, and that's what you're missing from the front. Overall, a nice shape, some good muscularity built, but need to fill in the gaps. Like when we see this, your front double bicep is probably the most exposing shot of any bodybuilding shot. And when I look at this is where we kind of see the gaps, which are the sweep of the tricep, the sweep of the lat, the sweep of the leg, the gap in the center of all of that needs to kind of fill in. And because you're 6 feet tall, that's why we're seeing it. But overall, it's a nice structure. It just has to be filled in a bit. Paul and Ian, anything to add?
Nope, I agree. Just he's a tall guy, so he's going to need some more thickness in some certain spots. I think he's got a nice shape to his back there, but needs a bit more, depth and width to it. Chest is decent. Arms definitely need more. Rear delts need a bit more. So yeah, I agree. Quads.
You can see here the rear delt kind of drops off.
Yeah.
And the tricep is a little flat. It's just
a lot of taller guys have good backs though, usually I find.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start. Muscularity seems to be the main point of contention, being 6 feet tall. So I'll go 5. You've built some decent muscle, but we need a lot more. I might even go 4. I like the symmetry and structure. Everything is pretty balanced. The structure of your physique is nice. And then the conditioning, this was 1 week out.
1 day out.
This was 1 day out. Yeah, that's
Not
I'm
right there.
7. Okay, Paul, are you in?
Paul, go ahead.
Okay, muscularity. I'm going to go 5 right in the middle. I think he needs to fill out that frame more. He just has he's got a bit of a wide, lankier frame. Symmetry. I like his symmetry overall. Gonna give that. I'm gonna give that an 8. I think everything was pretty imbalanced. Just needs more of everything, other than a couple of little gaps. Conditioning. I like his conditioning. The one back pose that he put up. I don't know what that picture. How many days over from that one there? The second from the right.
They're 1 day out, these shots, yeah.
They're
Those
all
are 1 day. Okay, he looks great to me there. Like I don't know, like it doesn't look the same in the front double bicep. Maybe he's a little flat there, but conditioning looks really good in that third photo. So I'm going to go 8 conditioning.
okay. Paul's feeling generous. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go 5, 7. I'm a stickler for conditioning. This is 1 day out. I'm going to go a 6.
I knew it.
Really?
I
You
knew
didn't
it.
like his conditioning from the back there, Ian? That
I
pose
don't-
there?
I kind of
Oh,
agree with Ian, to be honest.
No,
Yeah,
this is good 3 week out conditioning to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he just looks flat.
Paul, I like how
After the 8, he
Paul
probably looked
Paul's
way
mean
harder.
sometimes, and then other times he's nice. Okay, Isaac Fenley. We'll do a couple more, then we'll go. Isaac Fenley.
I'll be right back, guys. Use the bathroom.
Okay, 5'9", 210, men's open. He's in prep. He wants to be competitive in bodybuilding. He's 23, natural.
Be somewhat competitive in
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
He's actually, looks like he's got a nice physique. Okay, Ian, I'll let you go ahead in this quarter turn first. Chest looks
Yeah, quarter turn solid. Got a good chest. Definitely needs more on those arms there. You can see in the tricep, a little more on the delt, because his chest is pretty dense. I don't know if he had a chest bump here or something, or he's just got a really nice chest shelf. Legs look like they got some good build out of the quad there. Let's keep going. Yeah, I mean, hitting the side try in an off season is pretty good.
got a good physique, man.
Yeah, he does got good physique. Good legs. Needs a bit more hamstring to match those quads. Arms definitely need more. Chest is solid. Midsection looks good and tight. Yeah, more. The delts have a nice shape to them. They're nice and round. But
Yeah.
because you're a thicker, like torsoed guy, and your legs are big and your chest is pretty decent, I think you need more on those, more arms and shoulders.
Yeah.
Back is definitely a weaker point. I mean, your lower lat and like kind of things there fan out nice, but your upper back and trap and mid trap and that is quite thin. Some of that could be from posing, but you can see the arms here as well. Definitely are a bit more exposed, and the shoulders you can see here a bit as well. But yeah, trap, mid back, delts, arms, legs don't look too bad. I mean, he could definitely get a little more hamstring adductor on there, but not too bad. And yeah, quads look pretty decent.
This
Chest again. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this is like it's the second time we've seen this today. It's like a very different bodybuilder from the front to the back.
Yeah,
Like from
chest
the
has got
front,
a really nice hang to
yeah,
it.
like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say like Isaac is your name. Like from the front, this is like a fucking 8 out of 10 physique.
Yeah.
For 23 years old, this is actually really impressive.
Natural.
But then we get here and we're like, okay, wait a minute. This is more of like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. He is natural too, which I honestly completely forgot, which makes it more impressive. Yeah.
No, like I listen, overall, I think he's got a great physique. I just, and this isn't bad. Like the back actually sweeps out nicely. It's just,
Yeah.
I feel like the hamstrings don't matter. Like the quads look great.
Yeah. Good quads, crazy good chest.
Yeah. And the shoulders, like the shoulders from the front are much better than the shoulders from the back.
Yeah.
So it's like you see there's more attention being paid to the front of the physique. So I think that's kind of my only input. Paul, anything?
No, I think his kid's got a lot of potential though.
Yeah.
For 23 and natural, amazing. Yeah, I think he could really be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just same things you guys said. The hamstrings seem to be a weakness. Yeah, the hamstrings from the side there too, they look a little bit weak to me. But everything else looks great.
Ian, do you want to add anything else?
Nope.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Muscularity. He is natural, younger guy. I'll give him oh, this is tough. I'll be nice. I'll give him a 7.
I was thinking that anyway.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
symmetry. Overall, he's got a really nice shape. It flows well. He's got a good midsection. He's even the off season. There is some imbalances front to back, but overall, I do like his physique. I'll give him a 7 there as well. Conditioning, it's fine for an off season. Can I go up? Just go up a bit. You can still, his abs are in good control. This is good off season conditioning. I'll give him a 7 there as well.
I'm good with that. Paul?
Me too. Yep, 7s across the board.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that kid in a couple years.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Dylan Selden, 5'10", 203, men's physique. He's in prep. He's 4 weeks out. I hope we didn't miss it. Yes, we did. He's 27 years old from Wales, competing 6 years in men's physique, considered classic one day. Love the podcast. Thank you.
Who's he shooting classic now?
I think this is Paul's or mine. I don't remember.
Paul's.
Paul, go ahead. Yeah.
Nice look. Nice overall look here. Nice complete look. Nice detail. Nice shape. From the front, looks really well here. He said he was doing men's physique, but thinking about classic?
Yes.
He wants to do classic one day. Yeah.
I would do classic now. His legs look pretty good. But as we go, let's see if there's any weaknesses that I'm missing. I like his front lat spread. Nice shape. Nice development. Looks like the legs are a little bit behind the upper body, but not a huge weakness. But it looks like they come up a little bit because he's pretty wide through the shoulders. Nice small waist. Chest looks good. Abs look great. I like him from the front here. Yeah, I would do classic now if I was this guy. His legs are pretty well developed, especially the quads.
Those side shots are really nice. The side try especially is great.
Tricep is pretty good, yeah.
Side try is awesome. Yeah.
I think he's got a really good physique. I just want to see a back photo now.
I think he does need a little more like thickness and pop to that chest on there. Like his hang on the bottom is good on those shots, but you can see on like the side chest. I think it's also just because he has his shoulder back, he should be pushing against the chest a little more. So I think his chest is better than he's showing in that, because in the side try, to have any bit of chest volume in a side try, you got to have a decent chest, and he does have it there. But I think he's got that shoulder so back on that side chest that he needs to push that shoulder up against that chest a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, this is a great physique. Yeah.
The way he's doing that side chest it's hard for me to tell if he's lacking rear delts, because in the back here his rear delts look well developed, but in the side there it looked like they were lacking.
Yeah.
No, that's the pose. You can see
that's
here
the pose. Yeah.
You can see here the rear delt.
Everybody could use more rear delt though, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. The back, it's weaker than the front for sure. Like I think his back isn't as well developed as the front, definitely. But I think the insertions are there. I think he looks like he can, he just packs on some more size onto that back, particularly the lats. It looks like a little bit more. The lower back is thick, a little bit more traps, a little bit more lats, I think. And I think you get a really good overall look on him. Hamstrings are nice and corded, nice and detailed.
Yeah. I feel like the only thing that's throwing me off, the chest is actually kind of narrow. Yeah. But that's not the part that's throwing me off the most. It's the sweep of the leg. So the quads from the front are thick, but the sweep doesn't sweep out very far, and his chest is not very wide. So all of it looks very, very straight. So for men's physique or classic, we want to accentuate that X-frame a little bit more. So I feel like if I'm giving any advice, it would be a lot more delt and a lot more sweep and a lot more tricep, just to create more illusion here on the outside and make that waist look even smaller. Because especially when you look from the back, the quads are very straight. There's no X-frame. There's no bottom of the X. It's all just kind of very straight. There's muscle there, but it just needs more sweep. Maybe turn that knee out a little bit to give a little bit.
I was going to say, a lot of these, I think, I agree with all your points you're saying. Yeah. I think for posing in a classic physique perspective, especially, he could be creating a lot more shape and angles with his posing. The front shot, he's almost like lock-kneed. If you go to that front shot, like he's almost like lock-legged, which I think is, a lot of guys do it because they feel a tight contraction, but it's definitely going to make your shape of your legs look the worst and the flow of your physique look the worst.
Right.
So I think, some posing, add a little more classic flair to it.
Like some Dylan, like even try, like when you do this front lat spread, even try putting one leg out.
Yeah. Watch some of the top guys and see how they hit these shots. Yeah. When they offset that one leg, pick it on a toe, create some shape and angles to it. I think that alone could do, because look, you look at these side shots, you have an awesome physique and there is a great amount of muscularity in some areas. The back needs to come up. And there is some spots that do need to come up, but I think overall there's some really, really good things and potential with this physique.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see one thing he's doing too that I see guys do this. His right wrist is like straight, his
Yeah.
left wrist is curled in.
Which one you're
So
at?
yeah,
Yeah.
bring that in, even that out.
Yeah. Okay. Paul, I think you started.
Okay. Muscularity, I'm gonna give him a 7. Pretty solid there. Symmetry, I like his symmetry a lot, although I think the back need to come up a little bit, but I like his overall structure and symmetry, so I'm going to give him an 7 there again. And conditioning, sorry, what was the context of these photos? How many weeks out? Or
He's 4 weeks out here.
oh, 4 weeks out. Okay. His conditioning's good. It's pretty good. For 4 weeks out, yeah, I think he's right on pace for 4 weeks out. I'm going to give him an 8 there.
I'm gonna go 7 for muscularity. I'm gonna go 6 for symmetry because I feel like the symmetry and structure will be better as he adds a little bit more mass. And conditioning, I'm gonna go 6.
I'm 7.76.
You guys don't like his conditioning for 4 weeks out?
No, I think he's still a little behind, but I think it's good. I don't think it's great.
Yeah, I agree. This looks like 6 weeks to me.
That's 6-7 weeks to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So fucking push it, bruh.
Okay. Jacob Robichaud. That's not Jacob Robichaud. Jacob Robichaud is our fucking athlete. This is another Jacob Robichaud. Okay. 5'11", 204, men's open, off-season, the amateur. He wants to get on stage in the summer of 2026. He's 20 years old and natural. He competed in July 2024. He's 50 pounds from show day and ending my push phase this week. So he's 50 pounds up.
5'11", 155 on stage. That's crazy.
Uh,
He's definitely bulking up though.
Well, first thing I'd say is legs look pretty good. Quads are pretty good. Back looks like it needs a lot of work.
Well, he's pinching his scapula back on a front double, which is crazy
I
work.
know,
He's
but-
like back here.
Yeah.
I do agree with you,
Yeah.
but I think like if he just brought those forward, like he literally looks like he's pinched back, doing about to set up for a back shot. You know,
Yeah.
It does.
quads are great though.
Arms look pretty good. Shoulders look pretty good from what I can see. Chest and back are the main things I see that need work. As we go to the side chest, shoulders look really good. I think triceps need to come up to match the shoulder. Side quad and hamstring look good. They match. I think more overall mass everywhere, but at 20 years old, this is pretty impressive. I still think chest is a little bit behind. From the back, again, this is the main point. I would, Jacob, if I'm going to give you any advice moving forward, if you ever want to be successful as a pro, make this your focal point. Your back has to come up to match the rest. You need more mass everywhere, obviously at 20 years old, but this is a great physique for 20, but I can already see the imbalance in the back. So I would hyper focus on the back and really get it to come up and match those legs. And another thing you should know is your back can never be too big. I've never seen a guy get on stage and people are like, oh, that guy's back is too big, he's going to lose. So
Got a row to grow, brother.
I would make this your main focal point. Iain, anything to add, or Paul?
No, I agree. I think he's got some good parts here. Quads look good. I think the hamstrings and adductors need a bit more. Back needs a bit more. That whole backside on there. Posing needs a bit of work. His biceps are not bad. Triceps definitely need a little more. But I mean, for a young guy that's natural, this is definitely a pretty impressive physique.
It's impressive for 20. Yeah,
Yep. And natural.
natural at 5'11" too. He's a taller guy.
Yeah.
So he's built
Yeah,
like.
because he doesn't look that thin in this like front and side shots.
And the other thing too, Jacob, just to give you a really like a feather in your cap, the structure of your physique is very nice.
Yeah.
Like I think once you build the mass that you need, this is going to be really impressive.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go through and score.
Okay.
Muscularity is the main factor, but at 20 years old, he's built some good mass. So I'm going to give him 6. Symmetry, I really like. Symmetry, I shouldn't say symmetry I really like, but structure I really like. So I'm going to go 7. And conditioning for the off season is actually perfect, I think. So I'm going to go 8 conditioning. Iain?
I'll go 6, 6, 7.
Paul?
6, 6, 8.
Okay. We'll do one more, then we'll go.
Okay.
Oh, look at this dude. Let's do Lee Lombardi.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lee Lombardi's 5'8", 250. Men's Open. He's 11 weeks out. He wants to get a pro card. All right. This is going to be a harsh judging then.
Uh,
Okay. He's 11 weeks out, but sorry, I just want to check something. This was
5'8", 250 is fucking huge.
wait a minute.
yeah.
This was submitted on March 12th. So he's like, that means he's like 3 weeks out right now.
Yeah.
No.
5 weeks ago.
No. That was 11 weeks out. So
6 weeks.
he's 6 weeks out now. Okay. Iain, I think this is you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this guy's got some crazy density to this physique. I mean, the biceps and arm density is crazy. He's got some solid quads. I think there needs to be a bit more on the sweep side, but overall this is pretty balanced. I mean, good depth to the chest, lats. I don't like quite how curled in he is on his biceps there, but it kind of looks cool with his physique.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah, I mean, he's like a fucking bowling ball, eh? You can see the quad line coming down from the hip is a little straight.
Yeah.
I'd like it to have a little more below, so I think that quad needs a little more in the sweep. Chest could do a little more depth. You know, you got some big arms and big shoulders. Hamstring looks good. It's got a nice little drop to it there. But overall, it is quite well balanced here. Same, yeah, I see the chest here as well. Quads as well. You can see, especially on that right quad, after there's an injury there. Our left side facing.
Yeah.
Delts and arms, great. Chest needs more. Quads need more. A little more adductor would never hurt anybody. Yeah, back is where, I'm seeing the most. Hamstrings look pretty solid here. Adductors look pretty solid there. Back is a little on the thin side, shallow side. It's definitely needs some more depth and width in there. And I don't think your posing's helping here, but I think there's a lot to be desired on the backside. But the front and the side is excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing to add except there's so many things you can nitpick, right? Like it could use a little bit more tricep, a little bit more chest, a little bit more adductor, but all of that shit is ignorable except for the back.
Yeah.
This is gonna cost you the pro card right here. You need to, Lee, if you really want to get that pro card, same thing I told that 20-year-old, this has got to come up to match the rest of your body. So I don't know if you want to, I mean, you're probably 6 weeks out at this point. So
I would love for him to resubmit too, so we can
That's
see
what I was
just
gonna
so it
say.
looks like
Yeah.
lean.
Yeah.
Like send us shots again like 2 or 3 weeks out. I'd like to see what this back looks like leaner. Because I mean his front double is like an 8, 9 out of 10 shot. It looks awesome.
yeah.
It really flows nicely. I actually really like that front double.
Yeah, but you can see from the back why.
Yeah.
The teres is pronounced.
Yeah.
It's the lat and the mid back that
Yeah.
needs more density.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about back doubles is the leaner your back gets, the better it looks.
That's why I was saying that, yeah.
Yeah, so who knows what that looks like at 6 weeks out. So yeah, I'd be interested to see some updates as well.
With the classic Costco Puma socks. Everyone's got them.
Okay, I don't have a pair of those. All right.
Really? You don't even have the white ones?
No.
Wow.
I guess
Ian, you're first. Go ahead.
Muscularity. Okay, from the front and the side, you're like a 9. From the back, you're like a 6.5. So I'm gonna level out and give you. I'd really give you a 7.5. I'll give you a 7 because you're going for a pro card. Symmetry overall, I think, is really good. In most of the shots, things are actually pretty well balanced and flow. The back is a weakness, but I think the physique as a whole flows pretty well. I'm going to go 7 is there as well. Conditioning, you're 11 weeks out here. I think this is great conditioning for 11 weeks out. I think it looks awesome. I'll give you an 8 there.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, even go a 6 on the symmetry, but I'll stay with a 7.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll match Ian on the conditioning. Muscularity, I think it's an 8. I think the back is the only area that I see that's really glaring. Structure is really nice, but because of the back, it's hurting your symmetry. So I'm gonna go 7 there. Paul, go ahead.
I'm in line with Ian. 7, 7, 8. I just say it's the back. If the back was better, it would probably be 8s or 9s across.
Yeah,
the
like
board.
I said, from the front and the side, he's like an 8.5, 9 from the front, but he's lower from the back. So I just leveled it out. It's kind of in the middle of the 7. So take that as you will,
All right.
But like you said, let's see that physique a little bit leaner.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, boys, that's an hour or so. We're done with this episode of Rate Your Physique. Again, anybody wants to be rated, submit your photos, sign up to the realbodybuildingpodcast.com. And until next time, we'll see you guys on Bro Chat or any other podcast on Fouad Abiad Media. All right. See you, boys.
All right, guys. See you
guys.
guys. Happy Easter.
Happy
Happy
Easter.
Easter, everybody.